Shalom, shalom. Yes, we're the Israelites and we're back on the ground. We're back out here to teach our people and to bring the judgment onto the heathen nations.
Right.
Because we love our people. We want to see the best for them. We want to see our people in prosperity.
That's right.
But our people have been taught the way of this world. Now the way of this world teaches them to go and do as they please.
Right.
For them to do what they feel like is right. But every time that we feel like we're doing something right, the Most High always punishes us. So what's the point of us doing wickedness rather than turning back to the Most High? But without further ado, let me give all praises unto the Most High, and I say, Barakatai Hawa, Barakatai Rashai, Barakatai Hawa, Barakatai Rashai, I Emmanuel, Shalom, Kwam Yashirala, Kwam Yashirala. And yes, bless, all praises be unto the Most High and His Son,
Right.
because they don't get that honor. In a Christian church, they think that they're so foolful that they think God and Jesus is the same person. She's showing you that these people don't have any wisdom inside them. Before I kick off with my first precept, get me Isaiah chapter 8 and verse 20. Any brother get it?
Isaiah 8 and verse 20.
Bring it on.
To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it's because there is no light in them.
So if the pastor, if the preacher is not speaking according to thus says the Bible, thus says the Lord, there is no light in that person.
Right.
It's only darkness. They're teaching you lies. They're teaching you to keep the traditions of men. They're teaching you to keep Christmas, not knowing what Christmas is all about. They're teaching you to keep Easter, which is another idol. All these things, all these traditions that they have set up in this world is to keep the Israelites down. It's to keep them away from the heritage, to keep them away from the knowledge. But now we're bringing out the knowledge, and now we become everyone's enemy. Because we're bringing out the truth. But we're going to continue to bring it out. Because we love our people and we need to show them truth. They've been taught lies for 400 years and counting. They've been taught that they're the dumbest people. They've been taught that they're good for nothing. But we're out here to uplift them and teach them the truth. Now get me, read Joe. Shut up.
Job 28 and verse 1. Surely there is a vein for the silver and a place for gold where they find it. Iron is taken out of the earth and brass is molded out of the stone.
So this is all the things that the Most High does. Iron is made out of the earth. Read on.
He setteth an end to darkness and searcheth out all perfection.
Can a man do this? Can a man make an end to darkness?
Uh-uh.
No, we can't. They think they can turn off their electricity and then turn on their electricity and make there be light. But there's no light like the sun. When the sun goes down, it's darkness. They can shine their electricity how much they want to shine it, but there's no light like the sun.
The stones of darkness and the shadow of death, the flood breaketh out from the habitation, from the inhabitant. Even the waters forgot not the foot. They are dried up. They are gone away from men.
So all these things the Most High does. All these things, he makes the floods not pass. He controls everything. So who is we and who are we as people to question him? Who are we to say that why can't they get salvation?
Right.
Because salvation wasn't meant for them. The Most High knew from the beginning that these people were going to be a wicked people and they weren't going to follow the commandments and follow the laws. That's why they weren't given no law, statutes and commandments. It was only given on to Israel.
Right.
And the Israelites are the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. There's no more Israel is dead and gone. The Bible was written years and years ago. The Bible is a true living book. All prophecy is coming to pass now. There's wars and rumors of wars. There's famine. There's death. Pestilence. There's wars going on in Gaza. Wars going on in Ukraine. Wars going on in all over the world. So how can the Bible not be a true living book? How can the people be all dead and gone?
That's right.
These are the things that they're teaching you, which is total and utter madness.
Psalms 118 verse 8. It is better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in man.
So it's better for us, the Israelites, to put our trust in the Lord, which is who our trust is only supposed to be.
Right.
We're not supposed to be putting our trust in man. Because even in times of old, when we put our trust in Saul, Saul didn't go and kill all of the Amalekites. So now, the Amalekites are now reigning over us. Till now. So it's better for us to put our trust in Yahweh than to put our trust in a man. Because a man will teach us nothing. He will teach us his ways. And we're not supposed to take up his ways. He teaches us that we can have abortion clinics 24/7. He teaches us that now a woman can rule over a multitude. He teaches us that now the man can go and put on a dress, which is total and utter madness. Now they're teaching us that masculinity is toxic. That's why they have a thing called toxic masculinity. How can me, being a man and showing myself a man, be toxic? It's good for me to be a man and have masculinity. It's good for me to raise up my voice.
That's right.
Get me Isaiah 58 and verse 1. Because I'm not going to stay quiet anymore.
Isaiah.
Shut your mouth, you big.
Isaiah chapter 58 verse 1. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgression.
No, I was supposed to say soft.
And show my people
Their transgression.
Isaiah 58 1. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet.
So we're supposed to be out here crying aloud.
That's right.
And not sparing people's feelings. And lift up our voice like a trumpet and show our people where they're going wrong. To show our people that you're not following the laws, and if you don't follow the laws, not good things are going to happen to us. We're going to inherit curse.
That's right.
We're still cursed. We get brutalized like no other nation.
That's right.
We're always at the bottom of society. People are always looking down on us, when we're supposed to be looking down on people. Now we've got Ishmael thinking that he's all bossy and big, and Ishmael's a piece of crap. I'm supposed to be walking on Ishmael. I'm supposed to be walking on Esau.
That's right.
Big fat Boris Johnson is nothing. Big fat Starmer is nothing.
That's right.
All of these politicians, Nutty Charles is nothing. He's supposed to be licking the dirt off my foot.
That's right.
He's supposed to be my doormat.
That's right.
And he wouldn't even survive as my doormat. Because one press I put my foot on him and he's gone. Because he's got all kinds of things going on with him. He's got cancer. And next thing you know, he's got something wrong with his prostate. Next thing you know, have you seen his fingers? His fingers all blow up like balloons.
That's right.
Anyway, read on.
Job 28 and verse 5. As for the earth, out of it cometh bread, and under it is turned up as it were fire.
So out of the earth comes bread, because we get our potatoes, we get all these things from the earth. And who made the earth? The Most High made the earth.
That's right.
We are the ones that have got dominion over it on the earth.
That's
But it's not
right.
for us to be like, we're gonna find out what's in outer space. We're gonna go above our knowledge.
Verse 6, the stone of it are the place of sapphire, and it hath dust of gold. There is a path which no fowl knoweth, and which the vulture's eye have not seen.
So there's a path which that no man's knows, because we haven't even explored all of the ocean.
The lion's whelp hath not trodden it, nor the fierce lion passed by it. He putteth forth his hand upon the rock. He overturneth the mountains by the roots.
And there's only one person that can do this, and this is Yahweh and his son Yahweh Shai. They are the only ones that are able to take up mountains by the roots, to stop the earth from bringing forth seed. So them famines are going on in the earth.
He cutteth out the rivers among the rocks, and his eyes seeth every precious thing. He bindeth the flood from overflowing, and the thing that is hid bringeth he forth to the light.
So and the things that are hid, he brings to the light. So the Edomites and all these nations have tried to hide our nationality from us.
Right.
But now it's being brought to light.
That's right.
Now we have got the understanding and we have the knowledge.
God.
Now we're no more oppressed. We're no more seeing ourselves as black. Because black is a shade. Black, everything derogative goes with black. And I'm not a black man. I'm a different shade of brown. And I've got melanin. I don't have to put on suntan lotion to go in the sun. I don't have to. God made the sun and you man can't even stand up in the sun. How pathetic.
Verse 12, but where shall wisdom be found? And where is the place of understanding? Man knoweth not the price thereof.
So where can wisdom be found? And where is the place of understanding? The price, you can't even buy wisdom. You can't buy wisdom. You can buy certain things of this world. You can buy an iPhone. You can buy all of the expensive things of the world, but you can't buy wisdom. Wisdom is something that has to be granted unto you from the Most High.
That's right.
You can't go and buy it. That's how special and precious wisdom is.
Man knoweth not the price thereof, neither is it found in the land of the living. The depth saith, it is not in me, and the sea saith, it is not with me. It cannot be gotten for gold, neither shall silver be weighed for the price thereof.
So no one can say, oh, I'm gonna go and purchase wisdom with money. Because there's a scripture that says, let that money perish. Because you think you can buy wisdom. You think you can buy this knowledge. Esau's tried to buy this wisdom and bought this knowledge. That's what they do every Sunday. They try and preach wisdom, and they use money, filthy lucre, and make our people purchase it. But we are no more gonna be tossed to and fro with every wind of doctrine. And wisdom is something that you cannot purchase. That is disgusting.
Verse 16, it cannot be valued with the gold of Ophir, with the precious onyx or the sapphire. The gold and the crystal cannot equal it, and the exchange of it shall not be for jewels or of fine gold.
So Esau, you can't buy this wisdom. You own the Diamond District, you own all of the banks, you sit on the money, you've printed yourself out on the money. But now, you cannot own wisdom. The Israelites only own the wisdom. That's why when you set up a law, you can't even follow your laws. When you set up your legislations, you can't even follow your legislations. Because wisdom was not granted unto you. It was granted unto the Israelites. And only the Israelites can follow this wisdom and get knowledge.
Peter, Acts chapter 8, verse 20. But Peter said unto him, thy money perish with thee, because thou hast thought that the gift of Yahweh may be purchased with money.
So Peter said, may thy money perish with you, because you thought that the wisdom of God and the words of God could be purchased with money. So we are not going to give this wisdom out for money. We're not going to make our people purchase it, because that's what they do in the Christian church. And they give them all kinds of lies and falsehood and all kinds of corruptible things to distort their minds. But we are going to bring out the truth, so that your mind can be on the straight path.
Right.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 7. Wherefore I prayed, and understanding was given me. I called unto Yahweh, and the spirit of wisdom came to me. I preferred her before scepter and thrones, and esteemed riches nothing in comparison of her. Neither compare I unto her any precious stone, because all gold in respect of her is as little sand, and silver shall be counted as clay before her.
So all these precious stones, all these things that we use for everyday life, like sand, we use that for cement. It's not even in comparison to wisdom. Because wisdom teaches you, wisdom gives you knowledge. And knowledge is power. That's why they have the saying, knowledge is power. So now the so-called black man and the so-called Hispanic and Native American man has got this wisdom and knowledge. We're gaining power. Verse 10. And that's all they can do. Just ride up and down and make bare noise. Not even, and when an actual crime actually is committed, they take 10 years to get to the crime scene. But when nothing's going on, they can drive, and most of them are overweight as hell. They can't even run a 10K, and all they eat is donuts and biscuits in a police station. The man are just lazy, man, and they're pieces of...
Wisdom of Solomon 7 and 10. I loved her above health and beauty. I chose to have her instead of light. For the light that cometh from her never goeth out.
So the light that comes from wisdom doesn't go out, because as soon as Solomon was speaking, as soon as the prophet spoke, everyone stood dead in their tracks, because they knew that with wisdom is power, with knowledge is power.
All good things together come to me with her, and innumerable riches in her hands.
And there's innumerable riches in her hands. Innumerable. Which means you can't even count how many riches is in her hands. That's how precious wisdom is.
This is not religion. This is the last of the
Job
commandments.
28 and verse 18. No mention shall be made of coral or of pearls, for the price of wisdom is above rubies.
For the price of wisdom is above rubies. So no cracker can get no wisdom, because all the cracker wants to do is eat, not even eat, sleep and drink and smoke. That's all the cracker wants to do. And ride up and down on this little track which can go barely 10 miles per hour and piss up himself and lay dead on a street corner.
The topaz of Ethiopia shall not equal it, neither shall it be valued with pure gold. Whence then cometh wisdom, and where is the place of understanding? Seeing it is hid from the eyes of all living, and kept close from the fowls of the air. Destruction and death say, we have heard the fame thereof with our eyes.
So destruction and death has said we've seen it with our eyes. We don't.
Yahweh understandeth the way thereof, and he knoweth the place thereof. For he looketh to the ends of the earth, and seeth under the whole of heaven, to make the way for the winds, and he waved the waters by measure.
So the Most High has done this. He's made the winds go by measure, and he's weighed the waters. No one knows how the volume of water in the ocean. And he weighs the wind, and no one knows where the wind comes from, what direction it's going to blow in. If it's going to blow from north, east, south, west. No one knows these things. And that's how powerful our power is. And it's our power, not everybody's power.
That's right.
Because he chose one nation, and that one nation that he chose was Israel.
That's right.
Psalms 19 verse 7. The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, make wise simple.
So the law of the Lord is perfect, and the testimonies of the Lord is sure. So all of the laws that are written in the Bible, they are perfect. And his testimonies are sure, making the wise the simple. So those people that think they're wise in this world, they're simple, because they don't even know the laws of the Lord. They don't know how to read the Bible. They don't even know, they can't even name 10 books in the Bible. You can ask a Christian, how many books are in the Bible? They don't know. They say they might say 66, but they don't know that there are other 14 books called the Apocrypha, which is between the Old and the New Testament, is in the Bible. Because what? It was taken out by what nation of people? Oh, here he comes. Here he comes. By Edom, the pink boy, wearing pink as well.
Verse 27, 26. When he made a decree for the rain, and a way for the lightning of the thunder, then did he see it, and declare it. He prepared it, yea, and searched it out.
So the Lord made the rain, the thunder, and the lightning. When two little pieces of thunder claps, everyone stands still, you know. And when they see the lightning, it's like no other. Because these are extraordinary things that happen.
And unto man he said, behold, the fear of the Lord, that is wisdom, and to depart from evil is understanding.
So the fear of the Lord is wisdom, and to depart from evil is understanding.
That's right.
Because once we fear the Lord, we get that wisdom, because the Lord's going to give us wisdom. And to depart from evil, that's where we get the understanding, because then we start seeing the dark ways of the world that we were living in. The wickedness that we were living in. The evil communication that was going on around us. We start seeing that, hold on, these people that are ruling over us, they're the wicked. They haven't got our intentions at heart. They will only want to see us die. They only want to see us at the bottom of society.
Teach.
Now, because the wicked always wants salvation, we're going to show him his salvation. Because his salvation isn't anything pretty. It isn't something nice. Because they have not treated the apple of the Lord's eyes nice. They've treated them under brutality. they've treated them under force, and they're still doing it till today. So we're going to bring out the punishment on the heathen.
This is Psalms 124 and verse 1. If it had not been the Lord who was on our side, now may Israel say, if it had not been the Lord who was on our side when men rose up against us, then they had swallowed us up quick.
So if it had not been of the Lord that was on our side throughout all of this, all of it, we would have been slain. There would have been none of us here. We wouldn't be out here shopping on the Sabbath day, because today is the Sabbath day, not tomorrow. So Sabbath day is where we can't buy, where we can't sell, where we can't do our own pleasure, where we can't do as we feel like, because the Sabbath day is the Lord's day. So we need to stop going to the shop on a Saturday, from Friday sunset to Saturday sunset, because today is the Lord's high holy day. He doesn't command for us to do as we please. He commanded for us, like he did on the Sabbath day, was to rest. And today is his day of rest.
Exodus chapter 8. Exodus chapter 20 verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shall thou labor and do all thy work. But the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
So the Lord has said 6 days has he given us to do all our labor and all the things that we need to do throughout those 6 days. But he's only asking for one day, which is the Sabbath day, where we should give it unto him. Because he rested on the 7th day and we are his children. So we're supposed to emulate what our Father does.
Swallowed us up quick. This is Psalms 124 verse 3. Then they had swallowed us up quick when their wrath was kindled against us.
So the heathens didn't waste any time to come in 70 AD and destroy Israel. And they did it more wicked than you could even imagine. They starved us, they starved our children, they killed us mercilessly, with no mercy. They killed man, woman, child. They didn't pity even babies.
Then the water had overwhelmed us, the stream had gone over our souls. Then the proud waters had gone over our souls. Blessed be the Lord who hath given us as a prey to the teeth. Our soul is escaped as a bird out of the snare of the fowlers. The snare is broken and we are escaped. Our hope is in the name of the Lord.
So our help is in man.
Our hope is in the name of the Lord.
No, our help is in the government.
Our help is in the name of the Lord.
Our help is in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai.
That's right.
We don't have to have help in any other aspect, because any other aspect is foolishness unto us. All we have to do is hope in the Lord, and he will provide a way for us. Even when we think there is no way, he will provide a way for us.
He made heaven and earth.
And the Most High made both the heaven and the earth. That's why we are supposed to worship and praise him and give him all respect and honor.
That's right. Proverbs 11 verse 21. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished.
So though hand join in hand, the wicked, all the other nations that are round about the children of Israel, they aren't going to go unpunished. They're going to be punished for the wickedness that they did.
That's right.
They're going to be punished for killing our young children, our young daughters, our young sons, feeding them to alligators as alligator bait, making purses out of our skin, hanging us on a stake and burning us, killing us mercilessly. All the economic warfare that they've done, keeping Africa as a poor continent, portraying Africa and all the Caribbean islands where the Israelites dwell as poor countries, taking away our inventions and saying they invented it.
Tell them.
And then call our countries third world countries, when those aren't our countries. You've gone by the authority of the British mandate and set yourself up in our land, knowing that you man are not the people, and you man are, I'm not going to say the word, but you man are pieces of crap. And you've come and taken our heritage and stolen our ways.
That's right.
And expect us to be cool with it.
Wake them up.
Get me Micah chapter 2 and verse 1.
But the seed of the righteous shall be delivered.
But the seed of the righteous, which only the Israelites can be, because get me Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 25. You right, King?
Deuteronomy chapter 6 verse 25. And it shall be our righteousness if we observe to do all these commandments.
Now, who were the commandments given to? Who were the commandments given to? Get me Psalms chapter 147 and verse 19.
No, you're not like that. I've got a question for you, personal. Personal question. How did you succumb yourself to not doing
Psalms 147 verse 19. He showed his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He had not done so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord.
So he's only given his laws, his judgments and his testimonies unto Israel, and not to any other nation. Continue reading.
Deuteronomy chapter 6 verse 25. And it shall be our righteousness if we observe to do all these commandments before the Lord our God, as he hath commanded us.
So that's the only nation that can be righteous, by observing to do his righteousness, which is the commandments. And the commandments are only given unto the 12 tribes of Israel.
That's right.
They weren't given unto the heathen nations. The heathen nations were given, get me Ecclesiasticus chapter 17 and verse 10. And then jump down to
Ecclesiasticus 17 and verse 10. And the elect shall praise his holy name. Besides this, he gave them knowledge and the lore of life for an heritage.
the Israelites.
Ecclesiastes 17 and verse 17. For in the division of the nations of the whole earth, he set a ruler over every people.
So he gave all the nations their Buddha. He gave Ishmael the rock. Ishmael's so foolful, he's following the rock. Shut your mouth, man, and move with your big bald head. You can go with your Catholic self.
He set a ruler over every people, but Israel is the Lord's portion.
But Israel is the Lord's portion. Israel is not Catholic. Israel is of the nation of Israel. And Israel was a people before it ever was a land. They named that place, they named it Israel, and they divided borders, and they said that Israel's one little tiny piece slither.
That's right.
And now Israel can't even fight the Palestinians to get back what they need to get back. That's how weak this nation is. Yet they've got the Iron Dome, yet they've got plenty of missiles, and yet they're a nuclear power. But right now they're killing innocent children because Gaza has the youngest population on earth. They're killing innocent men and are bombing even hospitals. That's how wicked this people is. And they're the people of God. You must be mad.
Whom being his firstborn, he nourisheth with